I was asked by some of the hostage families if I would see if I could negotiate a deal with Hamas that would be a better deal that's on the table. And I contacted my contacts in Hamas, and I was directed to the same person that I've been in contact with for 18 years, one of the Hamas leaders who's also a member of the Hamas negotiating team. And I asked a very simple question. Would you agree to a deal that would end the war in 3 weeks? Israel would withdraw from Gaza totally. You would release all the hostages, dead and alive, in Gaza, and there would be an agreed upon release of Palestinian prisoners. After several days of internal discussions, he came back to me and said, yes, we agree to this. Now, I decided to go public with it, and I notified the Qataris and the Egyptians and the United States, and notified the Israeli public as well as the Israeli negotiating team. What I urged is for the Israeli negotiators to ask the Qataris and the Egyptians to ask Hamas if they agree to this deal. It's in the hands of the officials. This has to go on an official track. I've communicated with Hamas, I've communicated with the families, I've communicated with very important Israelis who said that they will communicate with the Israeli negotiators, and I hope that we can move this forward, because there is a possibility to end this war in 3 weeks. The positions of Israel and Hamas are diametrically opposed, because Hamas says that they will not make any agreement with Israel that does not end the war, and Prime Minister Netanyahu's position is that he will not make an agreement with Hamas that ends the war. So these two diametrically opposed positions have created a situation whereby the mediators, the United States, Qatar, and Egypt, have been spending 3 months on negotiating a bad deal, a deal which President Biden presented in May, which has 3 phases and would extend over the period of months. Biden needs to put an end to this war. Biden fueled this war for too long, providing Israel with bombs and a free hand to do what it wants. And we all know that the United States could have put an end to this war within a week if it wanted to. And that's what the United States needs to do. They need to scrap the bad plan that they helped to develop that's been negotiated to death for 3 months. They need to accept this 3-week plan and push it forward, force it on Israel and on Hamas through the Qataris and the Egyptians. This war has to end already. It should have ended a long time ago. Anyone who talks about staying on the Philadelphia corridors is talking about the reoccupation of Gaza. He has members of his government who are drawing up detailed plans for new Israeli settlements in Gaza. There are people who've written up plans to evacuate the entire north of Gaza, and whoever doesn't leave will be considered a Hamas fighter and will be killed. And then to build is to bulldoze it all flat and to build Israeli settlements there. There are people in his government and in Israel, they're a minority, but they are a very powerful minority who want this to be the plan. And they want to do the same thing in the West Bank.